thing that we get to do next year is
tune in now.
And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
That's right, it's here, the official start of the new NBA season. I'm Ernie Johnson, excited to be here once again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith for another go-around. Tonight, it'll be the Memphis Grizzlies up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And for Cleveland, they got their season rolling with a nice win in their first game. Now we'll find out if they can build on it and open with back-to-back victories. And as we take a few moments here, Shaq, the term basketball IQ is constantly thrown around these days. What exactly is meant by that? Because I don't have it.
Ernie, I have no
IQ.
idea. You know, you can be smarter than me if you want to. You can be a Rhodes Scholar, but you know what I will do to you. Doesn't necessarily mean you make good decisions on the basketball court. Basketball IQ, that term is overrated.
Maybe
Ernie.
Kenny, maybe.
Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. We have Doris Burks on the sideline as well. Here in Memphis, we have an interconference matchup with the Grizzlies looking to create some cheers for this crowd. This game against Cleveland is the first time they've met this season. They lost both of the matchups in this interconference battle a season ago. They'd like to change that now.
Yeah, and last year it didn't matter whether it was on the home or on the road. They failed to take a game from either of the two meetings.
Yeah, and you know, they weren't used to seeing the team and not getting at least one win off of them last year, and that's what they're looking for now.
All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Thompson in at the center position. Now here's Irving. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. Irving's got his first 3 points of the game. And for LeBron James, a remarkable step. Greg, he had increased his field goal percentage for 7 consecutive seasons going into 2014.
Yeah, a steep decline last season, though, back below 50%. Was it just the challenge of new teammates and a new system, or the mileage he's accumulated? This season may start to answer that question.
Here's Conley, following the basket by Kyrie Irving. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Gasol. Now we go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Dave Yeager. Doris?
There haven't been many players that have the physical prowess of LeBron James, and he knows that this is going to pose a lot of problems for his team. He told me the most amazing thing to him about LeBron was that he has the ability to be a force at virtually any position on the floor, from point guard to center. He can and does do it all, guys.
All right, Doris. And here is Conley after LeBron James hitting the three. Tipped away. Stolen by Thompson. Stolen by Randolph. And here we go. Carter heading to the hoop. He feeds it to Conley. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Here's Randolph, and Thompson sends it back. And here's the fast break. LeBron leading the way.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. What a start.
So for Cleveland, their last game, a win against the Bulls in Chicago.
They just looked stable pretty much from the get-go, guys. I mean, sometimes you'll see some inconsistencies come up in a road game that you don't see at home, but not the case in that one.
Tremendous balance on display, Greg. I mean, when you look at who was carrying the scoring load, making assists, playing unselfishly, I mean, they had it all working, and that led to the nice road win.
Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs. Swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, and even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
Outside Irving. Here's the three. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. 8 points for Kyrie Irving.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
Conley's shot is off.
No denying it, injuries were a big part of the storyline in the Cavs postseason. Fortunately, LeBron James was otherworldly after the first round. Took care of the Bulls, then went on to sweep the Hawks to get back to the finals.
And here is Conley. Tristan Thompson getting it to go from deep. Good-looking screen by Gasol. And it's Conley penetrating. Outside Gasol. 6 on the shot clock. To halt the run. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And for the Cavs last season, their toughest test would be in the finals against the Warriors. Like every other team, they just couldn't handle the Warriors for a full series. A great run to the finals, and surely they'll want to return there this season.
Lance Stephenson's checked in for Vince Carter. Second free throw, no good. And we know that Marc Gasol was one of the most sought-after free agents this past summer. Clark, all along, most figured he'd be back in Memphis.
Yep, a winning team, max dollars. And don't forget now, he went to high school in Memphis while his brother Powell played there. He's where he belongs.
Thompson with the bucket.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range.
Now here's Conley. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Randolph can't hit.
Marc Gasol, a first-time All-Star starter last season. He and his brother Powell both starting in that game. The first time that's ever happened in league history, and having both those guys go head-to-head.
And here's Stevenson following the three-pointer by Kyrie Irving. Stevenson dishes to Conley. Allen drives in. Smith against Conley. Can't hit, and Cleveland will come the other way.
Oh, listen, no doubt you could argue Marc Gasol is the best center in the league right now. I mean, this guy does it all. Defends, rebounds, passes, scores. I mean, he's also a great teammate. They all love him, and to me, that matters in the big picture. When you're talking about developing chemistry and trust, sometimes the difference between winning and winning it all is whether or not your teammates like you.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. One bit of news for the Grizzlies last year is that they acquired a single affiliation deal with a Clark, a D-League team, which you think is going to help them.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that team is the Iowa Energy. They're a sole partner now with the Iowa Energy. Good move by the team in what is becoming a growing trend in the NBA.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Anderson, he's checked in for Gasol. Wright comes in for Zach Randolph. And it's Barnes in for Allen. 1:19 left to play in the first quarter.
And for Memphis and the D-League, they made the most of it. Sent 3 players for a total of 14 assignments with the Energy, and that's how you make the most of an affiliate.
Here is Stevenson after the made shot from Iman Shumpert. And there's a whistle that goes on Iman Shumpert. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. Third team foul.
You know, considering the Grizzlies and their D-League partnership, it really makes sense for the franchise. Memphis has always been a place where they grow their own talent. A lot of good players have come out of Memphis. Not a lot of big names signed in free agency by the Grizzlies.
2 shots.
Clark, Brandon Wright was moving all over the league last year, all over the map, traded twice, once from Dallas to Boston, then again sent to Phoenix where he finished up the season.
Kevin, he was only with Boston for 8 games after the trade. He seemed to find a better home when he was with Phoenix.
Now, here's Fry, and stolen by Barnes. Kicks it to Conley. Back to Barnes. It's hauled in by Fry.
And for Wright, being traded twice, he's one of those players that is so efficient, but in small doses. So really the ultimate bitch guy to come in and give you minutes in the post.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. Dellavedova from outside, and another three for Cleveland.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Yeah, 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond. And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
Here's James. A 26-point game for him in the win against Chicago. And another three for Cleveland.
Wow, just look at that lead. Both ends, they have been the team in control.
Yeah, and they put the fans simply on mute. They've not had anything to cheer about, and they've been silent.
Got it up. Can't get it to go. We're at the end of the first quarter, and what a blowout already in this one. Cleveland ahead, just dominating this one. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports.
Check it out.
And we got a chance to hear from LeBron James about the hard work and preparation he brings into it.
Go back and I'm able to.
I think you'd have to say the preparation really shows on the court in his play, and rarely does he look surprised out there, caught off guard.
And Kevin, that's really just the mark of a total pro. And I don't think oftentimes the fans appreciate how much goes in terms of preparation. Some guys get it and some guys don't. But he's a perfect example of what proper preparation means in terms of preventing a poor performance.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Cleveland.
You know, points off turnovers can be a very telling stat, and we've seen a few of those from them already.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
On the court for Cleveland, Dellavedova and Smith are the guard tandem. Mozgov is out there with Channing Frye, and it's Shumpert in at the 3. Kevin Love's checked in for the Cavaliers. Irving comes in for Shumpert.
Well, I tell you, the Grizzlies guys were really dominant in the first half of the season last year, but after the All-Star break, barely played above 500.
Poke loose and stolen by Kyrie Irving. Launches the 3, and it's good. Irving's got 14 points.
They've gotten a bunch of good looks and have been absolutely lethal from behind the three-point line.
Yeah, defensively, you have got to close out and contest. Even if it opens up some driving lanes, you can't give up those looks that often.
And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. 16 points for Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, again, just a lackluster transition defense.
And 7 of the last 10 points, Greg, they've surrendered, have come off the fast break, so it's real easy to see what the problem is.
Some changes for Memphis. Gasol comes in for Anderson, and it's Zach Randolph in for Wright. Out of bounds, Cleveland will take possession.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Gasol. He's coming off an excellent season. Put up about 17 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And every team needs a good backup big to spell the starters, and that's what he brings to the table.
Well, he realizes his role. I mean, rebounding, setting screens, protecting the rim. Anything else is a bonus.
Love against Stevenson. Carter outside. Poked away. Irving with the steal. And pushing it up is Cleveland again in transition. And it's blocked by Stevenson. Allen against Thompson. It's Allen with the drive. That one a little long.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Smith kicks to Thompson. Sinks the three-pointer. Thompson's got 9.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Gasol setting the pick for Stevenson. Back to Allen. Stevenson outside. Just 5 on the clock. The drive by Randolph. And that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession.
Kevin, I've got a chance now to look at where the Cavaliers ranked in the NBA last season. 5th in three-point field goal percentage. 8th in scoring. And they were a top 10 team in field goal shooting. Pretty impressive.
And talking about their three-point percentage, really a hallmark, I think, of successful offenses in today's NBA. And they use that shot to a devastating effect all season long.
And so it's Cleveland with it. They've only given up 1 point in the second quarter. That one coming at the line. Irving kicks to Thompson. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Thompson's got 11. Kyrie Irving, an explosive scorer. We all know that. His rate of assists continually dropping over his NBA career. And Greg, does he need to be more of a pure point guard?
You know, he does have the advantage of playing with LeBron James, one of the best playmakers in the league. It's a good fit, I think, at this stage of his career, because right now they need him to score the basketball while he continues to improve his point guard skills.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Barnes is checked in, and Cleveland also making a change. James is checked in.
He has got a lot of confidence in his game. You have to if you think you can knock one down from there.
Yeah, I think he maybe needs some time for some direct admonishment.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Uncovered. Count that one as a 7th make in 8 attempts. He is a scorching 86%.
One thing you can say about Kyrie Irving, as he's gotten more talent around him, he's become much more efficient offensively. Shot selection had been a question for him, but no longer as he's gotten more help.
Good D, but better O. It's almost as if they're just standing there.
Well said. Well, for the most part, they were just standing still, Clark.
And you know what, Kevin? He's not the most explosive player on the court, but if you give him a clear lane to the basket, he'll punch it on you.
And Irving, with multiple 55-point games last season, the first player to do that since the great Kobe Bryant back in 07. And, guys, every season there seems to be a player who is at the end of their contract. They'll have talent, and they'll be traded to a team looking for an extra piece. It's the ultimate risk-reward move, if you will, in the NBA.
And going out of bounds, last touch by Barnes.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
For Cleveland, they've gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
Timeout, Cleveland.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers. And trading assets for a player that can walk at the end of the year is the big risk GM's taken. Last season, Clark, it happened with the Rondo trade.
And to a lesser extent, the whole Kevin Love deal made prior to the season would fit into that category as well.
Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. And here they go. And finished off by LeBron.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc. And, boy, are they taking advantage.
That drive by Carter. Mozgov with the block.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
The Grizzlies have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6.
Boy, Chris Anderson, certainly one of the more colorful players we have in the league. Kind of took over where Dennis Rodman left off. A high-energy forward who can rebound and defend, and he's got a tattoo parlor going on, too.
And talking about Chris Anderson, he was actually out of the league for a couple years, reinstated back in 2008. and apparently the time off helped. He finished second in the league in block shots going back to that season.
And Kevin, the thing I remember most about Chris Anderson, the 2005 NBA Slam Dunk Contest. He unsuccessfully tried the same dunk 8 times. Count them, 8. And how about the pressure they're able to now start to apply, taking advantage of every miscue?
Guys, the big advantage has really been the points off turnovers.
Conley against Irving. And it's Conley penetrating. Mozgov with the steal. And here we go. Shumpert heading to the hoop.
And scoring at will, starting to pull away here.
Certainly this one's threatening to get out of hand, and soon, partner.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. Adams, he's checked in for Carter.
Michael Conley. 2 shots.
And so Mike Conley nails both of them. 26 seconds left now here in the second. Irving passes to James. There's the triple. And another 3 for Cleveland.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Now here's Conley. Right with a screen on Irving. And so a pretty lopsided.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And in this completely jam-packed, Kyrie Irving was red hot to start the first. He had 23 points, 2. And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. You look at Kyrie Irving in this game, he has been everywhere.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Conley and Allen in the backcourt. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. And it's Carter in at the small forward position. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Dave Yeager.
And now one spot the Cavs did struggle with last year was help off the bench. They were last in the league in bench scoring.
Now Conley. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Down low. Carter against LeBron. Smith outside. Puts up a 3. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. LeBron's got assist number 5 here tonight. Memphis with the ball. Following this game, they'll hit the road to challenge the Pacers at Pacers Arena in Indianapolis. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. Tipped away and stolen by Kyrie Irving. No one around, and it's good on the way in. Irving's got 25 points in the game.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
And Stevenson's checked in for the Grizzlies. And Cleveland also making a change. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Irving.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Cleveland with the ball. It's been 10 unanswered points. From deep, James, and another 3 for Cleveland.
Add another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just are not letting up at all.
Tries a 3 off the inbound. In. And his hot hand continues. 10 of 11 from the floor and looking for more.
They are wreaking havoc on them with the 3-point shot here.
The defense has no answer right now. Even when they've gotten a hand up, it has not seemed to matter.
And stolen by James. Down low, here's Love, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
And all of a sudden, you can see the confidence overflowing offensively.
Getting everything to drop and at an ideal time. I mean, they're poised for a terrific crunch time run here.
And stolen by James. Goes up, throws down the breakaway jam.
And the big lead becomes bigger. They are playing with purpose here tonight, guys.
And they're doing it at both ends of the floor. I mean, that's what you like to see. They've been controlling the action from both ends of the court.
LeBron James, by many surveys, and no surprise here, GA, the most popular athlete in America.
I mean, the highest paid player in the league. And you know what? He deserves it. This guy has really carried the mantra as the face of our game, as well as anybody. And I tell you what, people now are starting to acknowledge the guy also delivers when it matters.
Cavaliers have gone an unbelievable 8 of 8 shooting since halftime. Must have been some kind of pep talk in that locker room.
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
Knocks it loose. Conley kicks to Allen. Outside Randolph. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Kevin Love with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And you know, for LeBron, he's blazed a trail as far as his business empire is concerned. He gave his childhood friends a chance to manage his affairs. Many thought it was a huge mistake, but he's doing quite well with the guys that he chose.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Anderson comes in for Marc Gasol. And it's Barnes in for Tony Allen.
Boy, and another miscue leads to points. Squeeze the orange, fellas. Take care of the pumpkin.
Hard to recover defensively, though, when you're turning the ball over at this rate.
Great open look there. 9 points for Iman Shumpert.
And for LeBron, he said he'd like to be a billionaire. It's his ambition to have an influence that goes beyond the game. And guys, he is certainly on his way.
And the Grizzlies making a change here. White's checked in. Mozgov, he's checked in for Cleveland. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. It's Anderson with the drive, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
Wright sets a screen. Barnes dishes to Stevenson. Smith against Barnes. Wright outside. 6 on the shot clock. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession.
Having a chance here to check out how the Grizzlies ranked in the NBA last season. 2nd in opponent points per game. 6th in steals. And they were top 10 in free throw percentage. That's always helpful in winning games.
And you talked about their defensive ranking. I mean, they really do a good job of holding their opponents to a low point output each and every night. That grindhouse style really wore on teams.
Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people they were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being, as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got him going, I think. He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
And so here's Memphis. And Stevenson kicks to Wright. Knocked away. And stolen by Fry. Got it. Nice one there from Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got 9 points in the quarter. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped. Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
First one falls for him. Well, you knew things would be different for Lance Stevenson out of Indiana, but it wasn't in a positive way at all.
Yeah, he really struggled to find a role with Charlotte, the team he signed with. But remember, he was more of the point forward, had the ball in his hands in Indiana. Not the case with Charlotte, and also rumored to be traded all last season.
And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2.
You know, for Stevenson, he saw a regression in almost every part of his game last year. Ended up riding the bench down the stretch.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
And for Stevenson, it's really hard to readjust to a new system. I mean, he still has all the tools he had in Indy, so he could be a bounce-back candidate this year and beyond.
And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and due to the bonus, we'll be headed to the free throw line. The Grizzlies have made 9 free throws in the game, 14 attempts.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
You know, success at the line just became contagious for him. A few guys got on a roll, and it carried over to the rest of the team.
All free throws good from Lance Stevenson. And so here's Cleveland. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. LeBron outside. With 1 on the clock. What a play! Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
Woo-hoo, Kevin, they're firing on all cylinders. That shot caps a nice run going into the final.
And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the 4th quarter. They've got Jones, Channing Frye out there with Mozgov. Then there's Mo Williams, and it's McRae in at the shooting guard. Allen with it. Williams picks him up. And Adams kicks to Martin. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Frye. 3-on-3 from deep. Mozgov's shot is off. Memphis with the ball. Allen with it. With the teardrop. Second chance shot. Can't get it to go. Cavaliers go the other way with it. Pulls up on the wing, and it's good off the glass. Jones has got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Cavs. Just over a minute played here in the 4th. And Adams kicks to Allen. Tipped away. Williams with the steal. 4-on-3 as they bring it up. And Frye slams it in.
Oh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Ball's knocked loose. Here's McRae, covered by Hairston. From downtown, and that one's good.
Just too dangerous of a shooter to leave alone from beyond the arc.
Allen against Williams. They need this. Allen's shot is off. Cavaliers have gone 3 of 5 here in the 4th quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And here's Frye for 3. Another 3 for Cleveland.
That's 2 straight quick three-pointers they've allowed.
Defense just not reacting with enough aggressiveness.
Allen passes to Martin. There's a good screen. The kick out to Adams, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Mike Conley's checked in for Memphis. Got that one up quick.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc. And guys, something new for the NBA is the HGH testing that's been put in place. It's something the league hasn't had too many issues with or even accusations, but better to stamp it out early. And hard to argue that it should be in place.
Here's McRae. Good. And the nice assist for Williams.
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
And the basket by Jones.
It's pretty simple, guys. It's not complicated. The solution to ending this run will be to get back and actually be serious about playing some defense here.
Yeah, they're getting beat down the floor. And really, unless you're going to the glass, you have got to sprint back defensively.
Another fast break score for them, and they've really made the most of their transition game. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, and the differential there is what stands out for me. I mean, they've also denied those runouts defensively. Just dialed in from the three-point line in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they're putting a world of hurt on them with the triple.
And stolen by Williams. Drops in the breakaway layup.
Boy, a big gap between these teams as far as fast break points are concerned.
Yeah, and some teams play a slower tempo, but defensively you have to commit to sprinting back in transition and denying those runouts.
A turnover at one end and bang, a bucket at the other. There have been a few of those quick turnarounds here today.
And really impossible to play good defense when you're scrambling after the miscues.
Williams against Conley. 5 on the clock. Taken away by Williams. Here's Jones, and you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for Cleveland.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out Clark this kind of punishment.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And looking at the arc of the season, this is the first of 2 meetings on the year, so this will be a solid win to go up 1-0 in the season series against the Grizzlies.
And what a huge standout performance it was for LeBron James. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Conley against Williams, and stolen by Williams. And now in transition, here's Williams.
That ass. Yeah. Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Outside Conley. Adams outside. Knocks it loose. And the Cavaliers pushing it up now. Here's Mozgov. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
Boy, I love the serious killer instinct they've shown. Finishing strong.
Wright dishes to Conley. Taken away by Williams. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. Mozgov with the bucket.
And really no better feeling than to go on the road and play this well and get the win.
Yeah, it's always a good win when you play the kind of game they have played tonight. I mean, especially, though, when you get it done on the road. That's a special, special feeling there.
And the second free throw, good. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just...
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with...
The 2K Sports postgame show.